I guess I should ride with Lex.
They talk about man. Oh, go. Yeah, it's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run when you gone, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get the wrong, right? Get another legacy.
If you gotta do the shit, when I do it carefully. You can lose everything you own over jealousy. When I met her, I ain't never sweat her, I just let her breathe. See you down, keep my foot on you, that's not my pedigree. At your throat, I done took her oath, I pray I never leave. I'm a different guy, you're surprised, tucked in my sleeve. Boy, you fucking stupid, sold your seat for some bloody beef. True nation, cut the conversation, better keep it brief.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run when you gone, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It ain't that they don't wanna know, we tell them they just won't believe. It's about the journey, I ain't worried, moving at my speed. Saying we ain't much to be desired, gotta disagree. Scarring one of mine, then we spinning like rotisserie. Go against the odds, I'm ready, this another victory. Cut different, niggas moving foul, where the referee. Moving like the military, something they ain't never seen. One West world for the people, this is what they need.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you gone, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
I guess I should ride with Lex.
I'm Israel, and when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yohana's putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. But before then, Thursday, it's going down at the Durham Armory, our annual all-black party. Last year was also the Hebrew Academy graduation dinner. This year, Commander General Yohana got something special for y'all. It is going down. What's happening? A full-blown Hebrew concert featuring Shar, UPK Natazal, Kwarak Ice. This is not something you want to miss. Join us at the Sheridan in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies.
All right. Give about a few more minutes to get in the class, check in, do what you got to do. All right. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West in 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Committing Juliana. We've been established since 1969, and we're not affiliated with any fake Israelite group, any church group, any Muslim group, any fake Israelite group. Again, just nobody. What we do is teach the blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are the true Israelites according to the Bible, man. According to the Bible, you are the most special people to walk the face of the earth, and you're supposed to be the ones ruling the earth. You. And we teach the truth just according to the Bible. You understand? With that being said, today is law class. We also teach the laws, the statutes, and the commandments according to the Bible. If you're a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, it is mandatory for you to be following all these laws, all these statutes, and all of these commandments, man, in order to save your life and save us as a nation. And because we fail to do this, is the reason we fall to oppression, for all these hundreds of years, man. We choose to go down this path because we simply won't follow these laws, these statutes, and these commandments inside this Bible. And we're the only ones that teach the truth. And we're the only ones that have the authority to do so. You understand? Nobody else is going to tell you these laws, these statutes, according to the Bible. Everybody else is going to say the law is done away with. Everybody will say, oh, the law is done away with. You can do what you want to do, and etc. And that's it. And because we think that way, we simply do what the hell we want to do. We do whatever we want to do, man, and don't feel like we have no consequences for any of that. But truth is, we're going through those consequences to this day for choosing to follow other guys, for choosing to follow Christianity, for choosing to follow, Arabs, or be a Buddhist, or just whatever, anything other than following the Most High, you follow another guy. And because we choose to do that, man, we still can go through the same old thing. But here in the ISUPK, we choose to go against that, and we choose, we teach our true culture, our true history. You understand? Our true Black history. Because we're in Black History Month, we got an important topic today. On the first week of February, we talked about, what is Black history according to the Bible. And then the next week we talked about the history of Valentine's Day. So today we're gonna talk about what is marriage, because marriage is also Black history. You understand? That's very important to know what is marriage according to the Bible. As you can see, I said the topic is marriage in America is temporary. Marriage in America is temporary. And throughout the class, I'm going to explain to you why that is so. You understand? Many of you gonna read the title and automatically know what I mean by it. But we're gonna explain to you, what is marriage according to the Bible and what is marriage according to, America. What's their version of marriage? Is that in the Bible, or they just make it up like they make everything else up? You understand? This is a very important class. I was taught about it about 9 to 10 months ago. We're gonna teach about it again for the people who missed that class, because it's a very important topic, and this is important to our history. You got to know what is marriage, man. You got to know how to build. It starts in the household. You understand? Our lives start when we're children. So if your mother and father don't have a good relationship, don't have a good marriage, or anything, that's going to affect the way you're raised as a child, man. So it's very important to understand, what's the real meaning of marriage according to the Bible, man, according to the Most High. And what do you think? What are the things you're supposed to do in your marriage? And you won't learn that in the church. You won't learn that in America. And that's why we have the highest divorce rate as a nation. You know what I'm saying? We have the highest divorce rate. And that can tell you something right there. This marriage in America is not working for us. It's just not working for us, man. Something is missing. You get married just to divorce in 2 or 3 years, and half your stuff is gone. Your money is gone. Your car is gone. Your house has been taken away from you. Now you're on child support. You understand? Like, marriage in America is not beautiful. You understand what I mean? Because we're not following the laws, the statute commandments according to marriage inside the Bible, man. You know, marriage in America is temporary. You understand? It's not real. We're gonna put some scriptures. Salaki, why I get the Bible on the screen so you can go along. I'm gonna share my screen. All right. Share the screen. All right, before we even get, we're gonna get on the first scripture we're gonna read is we're gonna read Genesis chapter 34 and verse 12. All right, let's read Genesis chapter 34 and verse 12. And it reads, ask me never so much dowry and gift. I will give according as ye shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife. All right, so this is a dowry, man. All right, so not only is this a scripture to back it up, but we also gonna go into the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary to figure out what the definition of dowry is. So like, all right, the definition of dowry: the price paid by the suitor to the parents, a prospective bride, and also the portion which the bride brought to her husband. All right, so this is what a dowry is, man. This is Black history. This is Black culture. This is Israelite culture. This is how we should be doing it. You know what I'm saying? We want to go marry a woman as men. This is how we should be doing it, man. If you a man, you find a woman you want to court, you want to marry, the first person you should go to for approval is her father, man. You understand? Her father is past, her grandfather, you know, any male figure that's, you know, has authority over her before you marry her. You understand? That's part of Black culture. You don't just go marry a woman. Before you do that, you go talk to her father, all right? And say this woman, she's been taught these laws, taught these statutes, taught these commandments. You understand? She knows how to be a wife. She knows her role inside of a household, man. You know, she's a righteous woman. So our father is going to present to you a dowry. You have to do something to get, you know, his daughter. For him to give his daughter to you, you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to prove to him that you deserve his daughter to marry. You understand? He's not just going to give you his daughter, you know, and to prove for you to marry his daughter. You're going to have to do something. You know, Jacob did 2 dowries. Jacob did work for 14 years to marry both of his wives, to marry Rebecca and her sister. He had to work for 14 years. You understand? In order to get, you know, marry his wives. And that's part of Black culture. You understand? Let's go back to this definition. So like it. All right. So for example, say you have a value, say you have a, you know, you have a daughter, you know, if you raised her the right way, she knows these laws, these statutes, commandments, she follows them. She knows who she even is. She knows who she is according to the Bible. You know, she'll will be an amazing wife for a man to have one day. And say your brother, is interested in your daughter. You say, hey, I need you to come mow my lawn every Saturday, every Sunday after Sabbath, every Sunday for 2 years. That would be a dowry. You understand? That would be a dowry in exchange of work or money for his daughter. You understand? And this is Black culture. This is what we need to be doing, man. Instead of just not going to the father at all, like we've been doing, we need to be going to her father. You know what I'm saying? To receive a dowry, to make sure it's okay to marry the man's daughter, man. Not just gonna do it. So we're gonna start right here. Now we're gonna get, what is marriage? Is marriage walking down the aisle, with a dress on, with a suit and tie? Is that marriage? What is marriage according to the Bible? You got bridesmaid, the man got his groomsman. You got a so-called pastor right there with a note inside the Bible. I mean, we all know what it is, man. We ain't dumb. Is anybody dumb? If all the people who've been married, we know what's going on inside of a marriage. You either outside, you at a church, marriage, you can get married any damn way. You understand? Is that marriage? You're going to read what really marriage is according to the Bible. Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, all right, so if you a man, right, and you entice a maid, a woman that is not betrothed means she is not dealing with nobody. She's not courting nobody. Her and the man ain't in no talking stage. She's single. So if you entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, meaning to have sex with her, lay down with her, he should surely endow her to be his wife. There you have it, man. Sex is marriage according to the Bible. That's it. It's not no walking down the aisle, signing a piece of paper. That's not marriage, man. That piece of paper is not going to validate you to anybody. How can a piece of paper validate you to anybody but your body don't? You know what I'm saying? So your body, who you letting your body don't mean nothing, but what you sign on a piece of paper does. And that's the issue, man. We don't even know what real marriage is. We don't know what marriage is. Now, what did this do? What did this do? Not knowing that sex is marriage, how did this destroy our communities? You know what I'm saying? How did this destroy us? I'm going to tell you why. Not knowing that you laying down with somebody is really marriage changed a lot in our communities. Because because we've been told that sex is just sex. Sex is just a hobby. Sex is just something you do. We're not holding no boundaries for sex. It's just sex. We're being taught that as children and until we grow up. Now what? Now little kids are having sex. You understand? Now you're having sex with a different person every single day. Because you're told that sex is just sex. Sex don't mean nothing. Sex is just sex. But according to the Bible, sex is marriage, man. And you know why is that important? Because now you're going to be more accountable for who you lay down with. You're going to have certain standards, man. Certain morals, certain guidelines for who you let inside of your body and who you go inside of. You're not going to just have sex with anybody because you know that if you laying down with this person, men and women, you are taking them to be your husband or wife. And that's why it's important to know what marriage really is according to the Bible, man. Now, is that unlawful? You want to go get married, whatever, sign a piece of paper, you do that. But just knowing the back, but you should know that that's not really marriage, man. Sign that piece of paper, that's not marriage. It's not. You're signing a piece of paper. The Lord don't give a damn about that piece of paper. He don't. The Lord cares what you're doing with your body. You're using your body to go inside somebody else or let somebody inside of you. And that is marriage according to the Bible, man. If we would know that, STDs wouldn't be a problem. You wouldn't have the AIDS. You wouldn't have the chlamydia. You wouldn't have the gonorrhea. You wouldn't have all these different diseases, STDs floating around our communities because we will all know whoever we laying down with is our husband or our wife. That's all, man. And as we go on through the class, we also going to talk about divorce. Is divorce a law? Can you divorce? Because when you go sign that piece of paper, most of y'all get married and divorced. You spend all this money on this marriage and then leave the person 2 years afterwards. You would spend all this damn money on this marriage to just leave your significant other in 2 years. And that's why I say marriage is temporary in America, man. It's temporary. It's not based on love. Marriage in America is a business. It's a damn business. The fact that you even got to bring up a prenup lets you know it's a business, man. It's a business. You understand? It's too much. Marriage is supposed to be nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. That's all. When you include the money, the house, the cars, your personal things you had before the marriage and all this stuff, that turns into a business. Because now you can't just leave her or leave him. You got to get a lawyer now. You got to go to court. You got to do all these things, man. And for that reason, that proves that it's not about love. It's a business. And people seem to can't. This is one thing we just don't want to believe, man, because we're so lustful. We're so damn lustful, you know what I'm saying, that we just want to just go inside anything we see. You understand? We just can't believe it. That sex is marriage according to the Bible. We can't believe it. You understand? But just knowing that you have to do all that and just getting married in this country proves to you that it's really not about love. It's really not sincere. It's really not genuine. You understand? It's a business contract. That's all it is, man. It's a business contract, and that's all it is, man. You should know that when you lay down with somebody, you really are making them to be your husband or your wife. And like I said earlier, man, when you know this, you'll become more wise on who you dealing with. Knowing that sex is marriage, you'll become more wise of who you want to deal with, of who your father of your children are going to be, mother of children are going to be. You're not going to just have sex with any damn body now, because you know in the back of your mind, sex is marriage. When you lay down with this person, you are having them to be your husband or wife, and that's just that, man. You're going to be accountable for the people you lay down with. You're going to be accountable now. The OnlyFans, that's gone. You understand? The porn, that's gone. All that is thrown out the window. Now you're going to have morals. Now you're going to have standards. All that will come into place when you know that sex is marriage. And that's why it's so important to know this, man. By any means, if you're going to go sign that piece of paper, walk down the aisle and have the pastor read that fake note inside of it and blah, 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 just to get divorced 3 years later and lose your house, your car, your whatever, you go do that, man. I'm not talking to you. If that's what you want to go do, just click off the live. If you're going to do that, man, go do it. If you believe in Esau's marriage, partake in it, man. But according to the Bible, if you're an Israelite, this is what you should know, man. This is the truth. You understand me? This is the truth. And when you come in here, like we just talked about the diary, when you come in here, you can't just marry anybody. You court. See, courtmanship is gone. It used to be you would see a lady, y'all would talk and get to know each other first. You understand? You would talk to a woman first, get to know her name, know what she likes, what she wants to do, what makes her mad. Vice versa for the man. You would talk and then see if you want to further a relationship out to get married or whatever. Nowadays, we just meeting up and having damn sex. You can have a baby from sex. STDs can come from sex. You have so many things come from sex, but sex don't mean nothing. That's the issue, man. So many things come from sex, but sex don't mean anything. You know, that should tell you something, man. Teach your children that sex is marriage according to the Bible, man. Not a damn piece of paper. Not a piece of paper that's been printed off a printer that somebody typed. That's not marriage, okay? It's not an oath according to the Bible, man. You going inside a woman is marriage. That's marriage according to the Lord, man. You know, damn what America want to say or do. This is what they have. But according to the Bible, it's different. You understand? So we're going to drop this. We're going to get Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 28. All right, let's read it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 28. If a man found a damsel that is a virgin, so if you a man, right, and you found a virgin is a young woman that is not married. That's all a virgin is. I know you were taught that, a virgin is somebody who never had sex before, but that's not true. A virgin is a young woman that's not been married before, all right, which is not betrothed, so she's not dealing with nobody else, and lay hold on her and lie with her, they be found. So they are not married. You understand? They are not married. They are not married. Then the man that lay with her should give unto the damsel father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he have humbled her. He might not put her away all his days. All right. And this is a dowry. You want to say this is an example of a dowry, man. A brother has sex with a woman, a young sister. That is his wife. He is to pay the father of his wife 50 shekels of silver. You understand? And that's his wife now, man. That's a dowry he gave to the father for the daughter giving away his daughter to him. Okay. This is black culture. This is black history. And this is what we should be taking in to this day. This is honorable right here. This is very honorable for all you men who got daughters. And I know you can understand this right here. You want to make sure that your daughter is going to marry a very righteous man, not just down there anybody. So you want to make sure, man, you give a good dowry to a brother, man, who want to marry your daughters, because you have to make sure, man, he's an honorable man. He's a man that can lead your daughter to be a righteous woman. You understand? Not lead her to disaster and destruction like most men would. And going to a Christian church, we're not told how to lead. The man is not told how to lead inside the church. The man is taught how to follow inside the church. And that's why you see, and it's so effeminate. The church makes you this effeminate, makes you an effeminate man. The Lord said, man, God is a man of war, not a man of flowers or rainbows or kisses and hugs. The Lord is a man of war, man. You ain't gonna learn how to be a man of war in church. You're not. You're gonna learn how to be effeminate and soft. You're gonna learn how to touching your feminine side going to church, man. You understand? If for righteous men, we don't want a soft feminine man leading our daughters at all. So it's very wise to give that brother a dowry, man, so he can prove to you that he is honorable for him to marry your daughter, who you raised to a high standard, who you raised to follow these laws, these statutes, and commandments, man. This is very important. We should still be partaking in this to this day, and we do in the ISUPK. All right, let's drop this. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. We're gonna start at verse 1. Actually, we're gonna read through verse 1 and go to verse 6. Actually, so like it. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into in the land whither thou God goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite thee and utterly destroy them. So the Lord is going to destroy these nations that we're going to go through. All right? Are we walking? Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither thou shalt make marriages with them. Thy daughter shall not give unto his son, nor his daughter shall not take unto thy son. So look, the Lord is against interracial marriage, man. All right, the Lord is against interracial marriage, as you can see. He clearly tells the Israelites, or Moses clearly telling the Israelites, neither shall take marriages with them, thy daughter shall not give unto his son, nor his daughter shall not take unto thy son. We got to understand this, man. This is a big problem in our communities. We don't want to deal with each other. If the black man will not stay with the black woman, you know what I'm saying, we are doomed. It's a wrap for us, man. Because how the hell we going to grow? You know what I'm saying? How the hell we going to grow as a nation if we don't even want to reproduce, have children together? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, what I mean by that is we're going to, marry outside of our nation. Marrying a so-called white man, a Chinese man, or, Chinese woman, or East Indian, etc. This is against the Bible. It's against the Lord. The Lord is against it. We should be staying with each other. In order for us to grow as a nation, we have to stay within our nation, man, and love each other and have kids and prosper. But if we're gonna do the opposite, we doomed. You know what I'm saying? That's a wrap for us, man. You understand? The Lord said, do not make any marriages with them. Verse 4, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. And this is why we shouldn't be doing it, man. You want to call us a code or this and this and that when we're following our true culture, our true identity. The reason that we don't know our true identity, true culture, because we follow everybody else. And when you go marry another nation, you soon be following the nation, the God of their nation, man. You understand? You're gonna marry a Chinese woman, you're gonna be Buddhist in 2 months. I would bet all my money on it. All you niggas out here want to marry an Asian woman or whatever, I give it a month, you'll be Buddhist. You know what I'm saying? Same for any other nation. This is why the Lord said don't do this, because they're going to turn us away from him. This is why. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly? The anger of the Lord be against you and he will destroy you suddenly for going against him, man. You understand? Stay with your own people, man. King Solomon, you know what I'm saying? His father, King Solomon, went through this. He married a lot of estranged women, and that was his downfall. You understand? He started to serve other gods. King Solomon had a lot of wives of different nations, man. And this is a saying according to the Most High. All right. Let's go to verse 5. But thou shalt ye deal with them, ye should destroy their altars, break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn down graven images with fire. This is what we should do when we dealing with another nation, man. You know what I'm saying? Burn all their graven images. Caesar Borgia, white Jesus, we should destroy him, burn him. He said, that is a graven image according to the Bible. We should be destroying their altars, man. Not dealing with these people at all or any other gods they bring to us. And this is why we should stay away from all of them. When it comes to marrying them, stay away from all of them, man. You understand? Verse 6, for thou art a holy people. All right, holy according to the Bible means separate. So for thou art a separate people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. The Lord has chosen us to be a special people unto himself. The Lord does not love everybody. He chose a specific people. The Bible is for a specific people. He got laws, these statutes and commandments to a specific people. You understand? Then it says above all people that are upon the face of the earth, above all people, not some, all people, above everybody. So it's important for us to know what marriage is. Now we know who we're supposed to marry. And why? Because the Lord chose us to be special above everybody else. These laws, these statutes, and commandments is what separates you from everybody else. That what makes you different. People say, we are a hate group in the cult. You know why? Because we follow these laws, these statutes, and commandments. And that breaks a difference between us and everybody else. You understand? If you're not going to do what the Lord tells you to do, you're just the same as any other white man or any other Chinese man, because you're doing the things they do. You got to come back to your God, man, and do what he wants you to do. You understand? And that's what makes you different from everybody else. I don't want to get off top here, but I know I want to read the rest, what we had right there. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. All right. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4, and it reads, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. So, anything you do in your bedroom, man, is lawful. If you're having sex with a woman, she's your wife, it's lawful. But the whoremongers, the adulterers, the pimps, the prostitutes, the Lord will judge all of you. As long as you're not doing that, man, your marriage is honorable. Anything you do inside your bedroom with your husband or wife, man, it's honorable. But if you're doing, if you're having sex with whores, if you're a woman and you're sleeping with all these different men, the Lord will judge you. All right, that's self-explanatory. Let's get it's Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 2. '20 and verse 10, Salakia. All right, it's Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 10. It reads, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and adulteress shall be surely put to death. So this is major in our communities, man. The Black, Hispanic, and also Native Indian community. This is real big. Trouble. Trouble was killed. And Trouble, and also another rapper, man. I can't remember his name, but he also died too, man. He got shot as well and died. But Trouble. What happened with Trouble was, he was sleeping around with a woman, right? The woman, had, as you would say in the world, a boyfriend that she broke up with 2 days ago. Trouble went to the house with a woman. A few hours later, the guy showed up, the ex-boyfriend, as you would say, showed up and shot Trouble, man. You understand? This is biblically. For all you niggas out here who want to go around lusting on another man's wife, which is like borderline gay, you should surely be put to death in the adulteress. And it's not right. And it's even like, if you a man and you catch your woman doing something, man, like that, don't be so emotional, man, that you want to kill the brother. Because now you're going to go to, the brother's dead, you're going to go to jail for life. And the woman you thought who loved you, who, she the one that betrayed you, she going to be scot-free and go, suck on more ride. You understand? And sleep with other men while you in jail for the rest of your life for crashing out over a whore. This happens all the time, man. This happens all the time in the Black community, in our communities. According to the Bible, if you are married, if you are a woman and you are married, you should not be going around sleeping with other men except for your husband. Your body belongs to him. You understand? And we're going to prove that as well. Your body belongs to your husband. Nobody should be seeing your body. You know what I'm saying? You should be a modest apparel 24/7 as long as you're not in front of your husband. You understand? In public, modest apparel. Only person that should see you naked is your husband. Only person you should be laying down with is your husband. For the man, if that woman is married, she off limits. You cannot, you cannot marry a woman who's already married, or even lusting on a woman who's already married, man. If you're even thinking about even thinking about having sex with a married woman, you already committed adultery in your mind. You understand? Leave that woman alone, man. Go find you another woman. And if you're a woman who's doing this, stay with your husband, man. You married that man, that's your magnitude until death. This happens a lot in our communities, man. And brothers are killing other brothers for this, shooting them. You understand me? You gotta leave that woman alone, man. You see a woman, she's committing adultery. Just leave. Just go. Just go. Because she's gonna be with scot free, that brother's dead, and you spend the rest of your life in prison. All right. So let's drop this scripture right here. We're gonna get 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 1. So now we're gonna see the duty. Now we're gonna read the duties, of a marriage. You know what I'm saying? What do you do in a marriage? Like nowadays, it's like, and it's really embarrassing, man. I'm gonna just say this. It didn't got to the point where it's embarrassing. We got all these podcasts, all these shows about marriage. Like, why is all these podcasts and shows necessary? How did marriage become so confusing? Like, there's no way in hell that you go on YouTube, every show on there is talking about the roles of a husband and wife in a marriage. When the roles are strict or right inside the Bible, you say you read every single day. How to treat your husband, so how to treat your wife. All that is inside the Bible. But here we are in 2023, it's so confusing on what part a man and a woman plays in the household. And I would say, man, it's embarrassing. We don't need all this stuff. It's not confusing. It's very simple. And it's right here inside the Bible on how you should treat your wife and on how you should treat your husband. How y'all should carry out through the marriage. And that's why the title of the class is Marriage in America is Temporary. It's all based on feelings and emotion. It's not based on logic. A lot of y'all niggas, man, y'all on a thin line, man. I see it every day. Y'all is pressure because if you make that woman mad, she is going to divorce you and take all your stuff, take your house, take your business that you work for, take your money, all that. And for women as well, it go both ways, man. And that's why I say marriage in America is temporary. It's not about love at all. And we're going to get into that. We got to stop thinking that marriage is some kind of fairy tale, some kind of fantasy land. That's what we think marriage in America is. You got the big ass, you got the big old wedding, this expensive wedding that you can't afford based off, Beyonce, Jay-Z wedding. Something you've seen on social media that you want now. You dictate your life off, everybody else anyway. So now you want that. You just, you want what you see. You want this expensive wedding, the big house, all this stuff. But you don't understand that marriage has their downfalls too. There's gonna be times when you and your husband may be arguing. Y'all not be on the same, same mindset. Y'all might be bumping heads all the time, arguing. That's a part of marriage, man. That's a part of it. And according to America, if you're not feeling your marriage, you can just leave them. But according to the Bible, man, that's a sin. And that's why I say it's important to know what marriage really is. Sex is really marriage, man. So when you lay down with somebody, you be sure that you want to spend the rest of your life with this person. Be sure, be 100% sure. Stop being so damn lustful and just want to have sex with everything you damn see. We done lost all our morals, all our standards, and we don't hold ourselves accountable for nothing we do. And you know what? And that's why many of us are, you getting herpes, you getting this STDs, you getting the AIDS. I'm gonna tell you how it is. This is not the church. This is not rated PG-13 or rated G. I'm strictly telling you what it is because these are the things we gotta go through for not knowing or want to know or believe that sex is marriage. It believe in the roles of the husband and wife, which we're gonna read right now. All right, so this is 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 1. And write all these precepts down in your book, precept book. These are very important. You know what I'm saying? For when you are dealing with, your loved one. All right, so this is 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 1. Now concerning the things whereof I wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. All right, so what does this mean, man? It is good for a woman to not touch. It is good for a man not to touch a woman. As a man, It is wise for you not to be trying to marry every woman you see. Okay. Stop trying to, lay down with every woman you see walk past you, man. Be wise and be disciplined. You don't have to have 100 wives. Some of you don't even deserve to have two. Most men can't have more. Most men don't need 2 wives or 5 wives or 20 wives or 100. You know what I'm saying? Stick with your one wife. Or some of y'all don't need any at all. But it's wise for a man to not be going around, touching every damn woman he see. You understand? Be wise and be disciplined. You understand? Be wise and be disciplined. Know who to pursue and not to pursue. Verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Now, people will read this, right? Christians will read this scripture and automatically think he's talking about monogamy. You understand? One wife and one husband. They will read this scripture. This the first scripture they will read to fight multiple wives, to fight, monogamy, and prove that this is talking about this. This is not talking about monogamy. Let every man have his own wife, and let every man have her own husband. This is to avoid committing adultery. You understand? If a woman have her own husband, she's only gonna be sleeping with her husband. You understand? It's her husband. She's not to be sleeping with nobody else. You understand? You avoid fornication by not committing adultery. This is what the scripture is talking about. The scripture is not talking about monogamy. You understand? It is not about, it is not about, it's not going against multiple wives, as I say. Every man has his own wife that he slept with. If you slept with this man, if his man has slept with 3 women, he got 3 wives to himself. All 3 of the women, his wives. You understand? And they have the same husband. All right, let's get verse 3. Let the husband render unto life. All right. Verse 3. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. So this means be kind, man. Be nice, be kind to your wife. You know what I'm saying? Be nice and be kind to your husband. Sometimes you're gonna have to be, gushy and whatever. You're gonna have to show your wife affection. Same thing as a wife, man. Don't be mean as hell 24/7. The man come in the house, man. Don't be screaming and yelling and all this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to control yourself. And this goes for both, hand in hand, man. Learn how to control yourself. You know what I'm saying? When things get bad, things go the wrong way, and the argument pops off. You know what I'm saying? Don't be, throwing hands, man. Don't go crazy and don't go slash his tires. You know what I'm saying? And scrape his car up. If you a man, you know what I'm saying, don't go, burn her clothes up or do whatever. Treat each other, man, with love and respect. Don't be trying to kill each other. All right, then what we're gonna get into later after these scriptures, we're gonna explain why Moses, had to build a divorce, because we were trying to kill each other. We were trying to kill each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Be kind and be nice to your husband. Be kind and be nice to your wife, man. It's okay to show some affection, show some damn love, man, because that's what marriage is about. In America, you got a problem with your husband or wife, you can leave. Just go find somebody else. I've known somebody that been in 8 marriages. That should tell you something, man. You know what I'm saying? Marriage in America is it's a joke. It's funny, man. You got people out here that been married 10 times. Like, it don't make sense, man. It's based off feelings, emotion. It's also a business. It's a business contract. It ain't about love, man. Marriage is hard. Marriage is supposed to be hard, man. But once you get through it, all the hard times, it makes you stronger. It makes that relationship stronger, man. And remember that, all right? Go to verse 4. Verse 4, the wife have no power of her own body, but the husband, and likewise also the husband have no power of his own body, but the wife. So we know what this means, right? I hope y'all do. When it's time to have sex, it's time to have sex. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa, man. You a man, you ain't got no power of your own body. You real want some, you gotta give her some. Same thing as, your wife. You know what I'm saying? She wants some, you gotta go give her some. Now, I'm gonna say this, man. Y'all are not sex slaves. Okay. Some people will teach you that, she gotta do it and you can leave her, she don't, and all this stuff. And you understand what I'm saying? Like, nah, man, have some compassion. You know this nigga, your husband will work a 16-hour shift. You know what I'm saying? Of hard labor. He probably gonna want to sleep that night. Man. Even your wife been whooping and running all day. She tired from work. She had a rough day. Give her a massage, whatever. Give a man a massage. Y'all probably don't want to go that night. That's okay, man. We're not sex slaves, okay? A lot of fake Israelites would, read this, and refer it as you being a sex slave for your husband and your wife. You understand? It's not that, man. Like the verse 3 says, show benevolence, man. Show some affection, show love, have some compassion for your husband and wife. It's not your sex slave. You understand? So yeah, you're gonna get verse 5. And these are the duties, man. The duties, the duties, the roles of a man and wife according to the Bible. We shouldn't have to be dependent on all these podcasts and all this stuff to figure out what we want in our marriage. We should be going to the Lord for what's required of a man and wife in a marriage. All right. So let's read verse 5. Defraud ye not with the other, not slocky. Defraud ye not one another, except it be consent for a time. All right. So let's start right here. This is very important. And this is going against America's marriage. Okay. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be consent for a time. So you can separate. According to the Bible, if you're married, man, y'all can separate for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Separation is cool. But let's keep reading. That ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer and come together again. That Satan tempt you for not your incontinency. So during that time you're separated, man, get right with yourself, man. Pray and fast. You know what I'm saying? Find the Most High. Get in these scriptures. Start eating right. Go work out. Do what you got to do to make you a better husband. Do what you got to do to make you a better wife. In that time, y'all are separated. When y'all are separated, don't go to the strip club. Don't be going out on all these dates with different people. You know what I'm saying? Focus on you and focus on how you can make your marriage better. That's the whole point of separating. Y'all been fighting a lot, arguing a lot. Give y'all a little time, man. Get like a little breathing room. That's cool, man. You understand? Take a little week off. You go over there for a week. She go over here for a week. Y'all just have some alone time, man. And when y'all come together, y'all will be stronger and better than y'all were before. Sometimes a break is needed. We all need breaks. But during that break, don't be going out here doing all this kind of crazy stuff. Don't be going out on girls' night every night. Don't be going to the club every night. You understand? You all on social media showing out and this and this and that. Nah, man. Take this time in separation to fast and pray and get yourself together so you can be a better wife and you can be a better husband. That's what separation is. Because it says Satan will tempt you for not your incontinency. So Satan will tempt you. Doing everything y'all separated, Satan will tempt you to go commit adultery. You understand? Satan will tempt you to leave your wife for good and never come back. Which are both sins according to the Bible. You understand? So that's separation. All right, let's go to verse 10. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 10. And until the married I command, yet not, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. There you have it right here. You cannot leave your husband. You chose to marry him. Be accountable for who you marry. That's your husband until you die. You understand? Unless he leaves you. You understand? That is your husband. You can't leave him, according to the Bible. Verse 11. And if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband. And let not the husband put away his wife. So if she leaves you, she can remain unmarried, man. You understand? She has to remain. She has to be unmarried. She can't marry. You can't marry nobody else. If you're a wife, if you're a woman, and you just leave the house, move to another state, you still can't have sex with nobody else for the rest of your life, or be reconciled with your husband, who you married in the first place. But the husband cannot put away his wife. You cannot put away your wife. You understand? You can't throw her away, because that's all we do now. We have sex on the first night and stop texting her the day afterwards. Like it's crazy, man. You understand that for a woman to give her body to you and you taking the leave, it's a shameful thing to do. You cannot put your wife away. Sex is marriage according to the Bible, and you cannot put your wife away. I don't give a damn what America said, what the white man said. The Bible says, the Lord says, you cannot put your wife away. Period, man. And it goes hand in hand. All you one-night standers out there, all that one-night stand stuff, out the window. Get that up. It's disgusting. Have some damn standards, man. Be accountable for the people you lay down with. You don't even know this person, and you gonna lay down with them on the first night you met them? Come on, man. You got to get it together. We got to be better than that. We got to be wise and have more discipline. You understand? You cannot put away your husband or your wife. All right? Let's go to verse 12. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother have a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. All right? Even if she don't believe in the truth. She hate the truth, hate the UBK. You know, it's like she hate the truth, hate the UBK. Don't want nothing to do with it, but she still want to be with you. You can't put her away. You understand? You can't put her away. You gotta stay with her, man. Because she's still choosing to be with you. And time go on, Lord willing, she switches. Now she wants to be in the school. Now she wants to change and be a different person who Christ called her to be. All right. Verse 13. And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. Same thing, vice versa. It's a lot of women who come into school before, and their husband is not okay with the school. He don't like the truth. He don't want to learn these laws, these statutes, and commandments. He's against it. But if he still is to be with her and still wants to be with her, she can't leave him. All right. And like I said before, Lord willing, as long as you in this truth, you know what I'm saying, you change to become a better person, you stop doing these evil, wicked things, more than likely, your husband or your wife would change their ways too, because you inspired them to change themselves. And that's why it's important not to leave your husband or wife, because they don't believe in the truth just yet. Sometimes it takes years, man. It can take 5 or 10 years, or it can take a week or two. You don't know. But if they want to be with you and stay with you, you cannot leave them. All right. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. This is why that's important, because now the Lord puts a hedge over the marriage because of the man, woman who's in the truth, and the kids will be saved either. The Lord will save that marriage, but a hedge over that marriage because husband or the wife is in the truth, either or. You understand? That husband is still staying with the wife, even though he does not believe. He's still staying with her, even because she don't believe. He's still staying with her, and because of that, the Lord is going to put a hedge over that marriage, and your kids should not be saved as well. So it's very important to stay with your husband, stay with your wife, man. Don't leave. All right. So if you got any questions in the comment section. We don't. Still looking good on time. All right, we're gonna drop this. We're gonna get you're gonna get Romans chapter 2, verse 3. It's like verse 7. So like it. All right, this is Romans chapter 7 and verse 2. For the woman which having a husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. All right, so we already know this, man. We already read it, man. Look, if you're a woman, you are bound by the law to your husband for as long as he liveth. Then it says, but if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. So if your husband dies, pass away, you're a widow, you no longer, you're free, you can have another, you can go marry another man because the husband you have is dead. He's passed away. That's the only way you are, you are fit to remarry. You understand? If your husband you have is passed away. Verse 3. So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she should be called an adulteress. Okay, like I just said, man, look, if you are married, if you're a woman, you're married to a man, and you have sex with another man, you should be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law. So she is no adulteress. Thou should be married to another man. There you have it. That's according to the law. If you're a woman and your husband dies, you're free from that law. You can go remarry and you're not going to be called an adulteress because your man died. You understand? Every woman wants a husband. I don't care how you put it. Every woman wants a husband. So you can have another husband if your husband dies, all right, according to the law. All right. Let's go back to 1 Corinthians right quick. So lock it, man. I'm going to read verse 15 as well because that's very important. All right. I need to read that. That's very important. All right. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God have called us to peace. So if you a man, right, you're a woman, you in the truth, and your husband leave the truth, and he does not believe, let him depart, sis. For a man, if your woman leaves the truth and she does not believe in the truth at all, let her depart. You're not held under bondage for that because they don't believe in the truth anyway. All right, so I want to read that as well before I get into my next scripture. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 1. Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's wife, shall he return to her again? So this is a question. If a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's wife, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played with the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord. So this is a comparison, man. This is a metaphor. So the Lord is comparing us, what we do, to him. So he's basically saying, as a man, if your wife has sex and married another man, has sex with another man, shall you take her back? Even though her land has been greatly polluted. What's her land? Her land is her box, her vagina. Her land has been polluted by another man's rod. You understand? But then the Lord said, "But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me," saith the Lord. And that's what we do to the Lord, man. We leave him, go serve another God, and run back to him. You understand? The same thing. We wouldn't take our wife for committing adultery. So why should the Lord take us back? You understand? All right, let's drop this. Let's get Matthew chapter 10 and verse 4, man. This is very important right here. You know, this is the conclusion of the whole class, man. Why we say marriage is temporary. You know, I say, in the beginning class, I say, marriage is not based off true love. Marriage is based off feelings, opinions. It's not based off logic. You understand? Let's go up. Salakia. Let's see. Salakia, Mark chapter 10 and verse 4. Not Matthew, Mark chapter 10 and verse 4. All right, this is Mark, right? Chapter 10 and verse 2. We're going to start at verse 2. And the Pharisees came to him and asked him, "Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife?" Tempting him. Okay, so the Pharisees always try to battle Christ, man. Try to come up to him, ask some questions about the law, basically trying to cut Christ. They didn't care about the law whatsoever. They just wanted to prove that Christ was not the Son of the Most High. You understand? Prove that he was not who he said he was. So they will battle him all the time. This is what they asked him. Is it lawful for a man to put away his life? Tempting him. This is what Christ responded. He answered and said to them, "What did Moses command you?" So he asked them, "What did Moses command you?" Because they have the Old Testament, right? So Christ asked the Pharisees, "What did Moses command you?" And they said, "Moses suffered to write a bill of divorcement and to put her away." So this is what Moses did in the Old Testament. Moses did write a bill of divorcement and, made it lawful for a husband to put his wife away. And Christ answered them and said, "For the hardness of your heart, he wrote you this precept. For the hardness of your heart, he wrote you this precept." All right. So what does that mean, man? The reason Moses, wrote that bill of divorce, you got to understand, man, before Moses followed the law, gave Moses that rank and order, you understand that rank and order? Moses was battling marriage counsels probably all the damn time. You understand? We were trying to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? So for the hardness of his heart, he just put a bill of divorcement out to stop the husband and wife, us, from down there hurting each other, man. That's why. From the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. Verse 8, they shall twain be and shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God have joined together, let no man put asunder. So when you and the women come together, man, both of you should leave your father and mother. Y'all should become one flesh and one twain. And in the house, the disciples asked him again of the same matter. And he said unto them, "Whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committed adultery against her." You understand? If you a man and you put away your wife and marry another, you have committed adultery against her. Christ put away the whole bill of divorcement. That's done for. That's gone. As of right now, today, 2023, if you put away your wife and marry another woman, you have committed adultery. You cannot leave your husband, your wife. And if verse 12, and if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committed adultery. you can't divorce. America would tell you that you can divorce. But according to the Bible, and we are in the New Testament, by the way, you can't divorce. No, you cannot, man. According to the Bible, you can't divorce. You understand? So we're going to get our last scripture. We're going to get Matthew chapter 19 and verse 7. Verse 7, they say to him, why did Moses command to give thee a right in divorcement, put her away? Verse 8, he said to them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffer you to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so. Like I just said, man. From the hardness of your heart, suffer you to put away your wives. You know what I'm saying? For the wicked and evil things y'all were doing to your wives, to your husband. That's why Moses written a bill of divorcement. You understand? Because of the things we would do to each other. Moses, to stop from killing each other, Moses put a bill of divorcement out for the hardness of your house, suffering to put away your wives. But from the given time, it was never supposed to be that way. You understand? It's always supposed to be to death do his part for real. Like the Christian church says, you can't divorce your wife. You cannot divorce your husband. Y'all must be together forever. You understand? Unless that man dies or unless that woman gonna marry somebody else. You understand? And that's, that is marriage according to the Bible. And that's why marriage in America is temporary. All right. So that's the end of the class. To wrap it up, we're gonna end it with that. Passover's coming up April 1st. It'll be in Raleigh, North Carolina. In a Raleigh Convention Center, April 1st, man, 5 o'clock until midnight. Be there. With that, shalom.
ISUPK presents the 54th annual Feast of Unleavened Bread. Last year we did it big. This year is going to be way big. More brotherhood, more sisterhood, more UPK. On Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, we're going to be at 421 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Sheraton Raleigh Hotel Ballroom. We're calling all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come join us.
Your third eye peephole, line for line, this shit too easy. It's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early. This bitch a cheat code.
For more information, call 919-697-8257. Call 919-697-8257.